No? Oh! No! Might just have to do it like this. The first one will be involving a jar, so just get any standard mason jar. I got 3 of these for about £1 and they're completely the perfect size. They're not too big, not too small, therefore they are perfect. Obviously that was that was a great description. So you just want to take the lid off and obviously you'll be left with an empty jar. Then what you want to do is, obviously mine is for Valentine's Day, so you want to write the word love on it, or if it's for anything else, you want to write whatever word on it. So for example, no, I haven't got any ideas. Oh, you can't even see it. That's incredible. That's so pointless. Basically, it says love. Writing is not great, and I don't do joint up writing, but I'm doing it because it looks quite lovey-dovey. You then want to do what I haven't done and put your hot glue gun on. It's a cute little mini one, only about £5. So once your glue has heated up, which took quite a while because I didn't think about it, and you just want to follow the lines that you've written on there. And if you go wrong with the hot glue gun, wait for it to dry and you can just take it back off again because it's quite easy to do on this. Do not touch it straight away because I currently can't feel this finger. That's where I call my mum again. Mum! When you're doing it, press on the glue gun lightly. Don't do it too much, else it's just going to come out lumpy. Like that did. I'm doing a great tutorial. I probably shouldn't talk whilst I'm doing this because this isn't going to turn out great if I do. What I did over the finished one that you saw was I went over it twice with glue, so you're just going to let it dry. You can easily just peel off any of those little stringy hairs that come off. Once you have picked all the gluey stray hairs off, you're ready for spraying. I am using an aubergine colour, sort of a purpley, pinky, nice colour. Yeah, I thought so. So this has been spray painted, and what you want to do next is get some ribbon. Now this is completely optional, it's just something that I thought would look really nice at the top, which I think was £1, and it just keeps saying love, evol, evol all around it. All I'm going to do is hot glue gun around the top. So I've now glue gunned this around the top. What you want to do next is get your flowers, and now these were extra long so I just turned them up. And you've got yourself a nice little handmade vase. It's not really a handmade vase, you didn't make the glass, but you've got a handmade decoration on a mason jar, which is lovely to give to somebody. Number 2. So let's get going. I found a super-sized cup to have my super-sized tea in. And yes, it does have a dachshund on it, but it is perfect size for this. There's nothing in there, I don't know why I did that. So, first off, you're going to need either coffee filters, which are very cheap, you can find them in any supermarket really, or some unbleached muslin, which also makes a really good hat. Oh, it could be a beanie. So first of all, I have just realised I've still got my hat on. So first of all, we're just going to make this heart, which is upside down, and it's really, really simple. You just want some felt. So I've got my felt here, which is already used. Now this felt is the one where you peel off the back and you can stick it to another piece, or stick it to whatever you want really. So you're going to take one first, and I always find it easy to cut a square out. And you cut a square out and you fold it in half. And this is where you then mark half of a heart. So you then cut it out, and you are then left with a lovely heart. You want to do this twice, so once you have made this one, you want to cut out another square off of this, only if you're using the one where you stick it together, and copy around one half of the shape and then do it again because it's just a little bit quicker. Once you've done that, you want to do the same with the coffee filters or the muslin. Now I'm just using coffee filters because the muslin's been on my head. You want to do the same as what you did with the felt. So fold the coffee filter in half and draw half of the heart. You then want to cut around this, and then you are left with this and another half. So this is the 2 that you want. You then want to get your needle and cotton and thread it. a little knot at the end so that once you are putting it through, you are not going to have it coming out at the end. Whilst you are going round, you want to do it as close to the other one as possible. Just remember, as you're going round, you want it to be as close to the other stitch as possible. Now I've used a cotton close to the colour of the filter itself. However, when I saw this floating around the internet, people were using red, pink. You want to stop when you've gone about halfway around because you want to leave an opening, just like that, just before I closed it, just like that to get the tea in. So you just want to make sure there's enough room in there to fill some of the tea leaves. So I put about 1.5, but that's because I probably put too much. And then once that's done, you want to sew up around the end of it again. I've just tipped half of the tea out because I'm an idiot. So once you've filled that up with just a little bit of the tea leaves, you want to continue exactly what you were doing and doing really tight back-to-back stitches, just right till the end. And then once they're there, you just want to do a good knot at the end to make sure that none's going to come out. You just want to make sure that when you're right at the end, like I am right now, I'd just do a couple of stitches over the same bit just to make sure it's completely secure. That is the heart. Now what we want to make next is this string that attaches the other heart that will be out of the cup of tea. So I've now got some thick cotton which will be perfect for the string. You just want to make sure it's a decent size, just enough to come out of the mug really, and you just want to cut it there. So it's got enough to attach to this and to attach to the heart. On the thick piece of cotton, just before you do anything else, you want to make sure you've got a knot right at the bottom, just so it gives it an extra little bit of something to cling on to. Don't give it too much of a tail either. You just want to place it in the middle of the heart, just there, and you just want to sew around it and make sure that that is in a secure position, so that's not going to come off. So once that's all secure and that isn't going anywhere, you want to now attach the heart to the end of it. So obviously I have got the felt where you peel it off and you stick it to the other side. However, if you haven't got that, you can use a hot glue gun, because this isn't going to go into the tea obviously, or just some standard glue, whatever you think is going to do it best. But if you do have this, you are going to get it on every single finger like I have. Once you've done that, you then want to put the heart on like so, because obviously mine's a sticky one, but obviously you could even stitch it round if you really wanted to. You just want to stick them both together, like, don't get your finger in it either, and hopefully they should fit nicely together, and if they don't, you can just trim around the sides again. So once the heart is finally put together, your tea bag or coffee bag is completely finished. So there you have it, a nicely tight, I'm going to say that again, tightly stitched heart for the tea or the coffee, with this at the end to hang out of it. Just a nice little gift to give a tea or coffee drinker on Valentine's.
That's actually really good.
So number 3 is a table decoration and involves a candle holder, some more of these hearts, some twine, and some more cotton. Now this was an incredibly cheap candle because I found it in the house. Sorry, Mum. But I just thought I'd use it because it's nice and red and unused. So what we're going to do first is to make this hanging heart that you put around the twine. And what you want to do again is cut a heart just like we did before. Next, you want to take some more thick cotton. Now this is lovely and red, and you sort of want to wrap it around 3 fingers for a couple of times to make a nice bit of something to hang off. So once that's done, you just want to cut it so you've got enough to hang it from. So just grab that, and if you're doing it with what I am, you just want to place it in the middle. Make sure that you've got enough to hang it from at the top, just like that. And then you want to grab the other heart and stick it over the top to create another hanging one, just like this. So what you want is to get the twine, wrap it around once like this, and then make sure it goes around once, and whilst it's here, you want to get your heart with the thread and just put it through one of these sides like this. so that it's hanging off the twine like that. Then you can get back and tighten this because it's probably fallen like mine has. And then you want to knot it. So you just want to do a knot like that and then make a bow. And that is what you should have for the final part. So once you've completed the knot and you've got the heart in the exact place that you want it, dangling, you want to get it onto, now this has got a spike at the top, so you do want to be careful. And you just want to make that right at the top, make sure that's on nicely, and you can stick that down and you've got a lovely candle holder. But it's not in the middle, so let's do that again. That's better. This candle holder was very cheap. I think I got it £1.99. You can get anything like it from a charity shop, anything like that really. The candle was free because it's from the living room. Don't tell Mum. Warning, take this off before you light it. So it's a nice decoration to have, but I'm sure you don't really want to start a fire. So what you will need in this one is a candlestick holder. Unless you want to do the last one as well, then you will need to buy another one, unless you just want to switch the decorations up quite a bit. I've also got another candle holder, which I don't have with me at the minute, but I will go and get. It's a small crystal one, which would be perfect as well. And you're going to need a selection of flowers. So I've got a big load here, but I've also got some big ones just here, and a styrofoam ball. And if you want some hot glue gun, because I think for some of mine I will need a hot glue gun, but for this one it's got wire in it, so if you've got wire flowers, you won't need the hot glue gun. And this is a dangerous bit, you've got to be careful, because these have got wire in. I'm using wire cutters, but it depends on what type you get. Not really that strong. I'm taking those leaves off because I don't want it that long. I might even take these little things off and put those in at the end. So what you want to get now is your styrofoam ball, and if you've got a wire flower, you can just pop it in. So what I'd recommend if you don't have a wire one is cutting it a little bit closer and then using a hot glue gun on the end to stick onto the ball. So what you want to do from here is just poke this in any angle you would like to begin at, and I'm going to begin at the bottom. But that's the first one, and you just want to keep going around it. I'm a hot gluey mess. Now, what I want to add in between are these little white flowers. I'm gonna hot glue gun these down because they've just got a flat base. You have to leave a base that is flat so that it can go on a candle holder or whatever really. As you can see, it's tomorrow. I don't know what it is for you, but for me it's tomorrow. Or the day after, the day before that I did this. And I completely underestimated how many flowers I needed, so I had to go out and buy some more. So I've got like another couple billion. But that is something you need to think of. You need to overestimate how many flowers you're going to need, because you do need a lot to do this. So all I'm going to do today is continue poking them into the ball. Yes. And then sticking the white bits in, because this is it at the minute. And in between them, so for example in there, I'm just going to be putting the white bits because I just think it adds a little bit more to it and it stops it all just being one big colour. Once you feel like you've used enough flowers, you just want to open them a little bit. And that is what mine looks like. Now, what I would recommend is going to get one of these candle holders. You can get them in the charity shop, very, very cheap. And having this as a holder, and you can hot glue gun all around the top just to make sure this is secure. Or you can get the candle holder that I had earlier that's got the spike in it, which would be perfect for a polystyrene ball. But if you are happy with it, then that is a lovely table decoration to have on Valentine's Day or to give as a present.